Yo. Man, something dawned on me sometime early last week. That's the truck ramming up. You hear that truck? Alright, I ain't got all that in there. But, on some real stuff, I was thinking about, like, college education and things like that. Like, is it worth it to go to school? You know, because a lot of people focus on attending college and attending trade school and things like that. Now, a lot of pros and cons to, pursuing higher education. A lot of pros and cons. But to me, it's to each his own. It really is to each his own. Because going to college affects people differently, Like, for me, I always wanted to go to college, but it was always for the wrong reasons, For me, college was somewhere to socialize, get an education, but it was, like, forced upon me from my mom and my parents, and I didn't really have a choice. She was like, you going to college or you getting out of my house? And then it was like, you getting out of my house, I don't care if you go to college or not. And then when I went to college, it was like, well, it could be easier for you to stay with me. And I'm like, well, you've been telling me for 10 years that I'm going to college and I'm moving out. So that whole little transition was a little challenging for me because I'm like, you're telling me to move out, you're telling me to go to college. Okay. And then all of a sudden, it's like, I want you to go to college, but I want you to stay here with me. And, I knew why. But my mom, she went back to school to get her education towards the end of my high school years. And, like, I was in a relationship, and the girl I was dating, she was real smart, had her head together, knew what she wanted to do. So it inspired me to be like, well, I got to get myself together too. Also, I can't be the one, left behind, because all her friends were, I'm going to this school, I'm going to that school, I'm going to get this education, I'm going to get that education. They were really big into school. I later found out why, because they were like second, third generation educated family parents together. But for me, my mom was a single parent, hustling. And when you have a hustle mentality, you don't think about projecting your kids' future in a manner that's going to benefit you both. Because if you think about it, if the parents take care of the kids can eventually take care of the parents. And that's how the life cycle is supposed to go. But like when you have single parents and it's like, hey, I'm going to get you to a point, then I got to let you go because I'm still trying to get to that next point. So, and during those situations, created this environment that allowed me to just see both perspectives and see what perspective that I wanted to focus my energy on. So for me, I was like, I'm going to go to college and figure it out. Woo! So I went to college at UT Martin for a semester. I ended up leaving there because I guess it was some personal situation, but also some scholastic types of stuff because like I wanted to be a broadcaster, and then I wanted to be a DJ. And then I started thinking about, like, man, I need to make some money. So back in 06, 07, the real estate market was really in a certain spot where it was like, you need to get in now. Because when it boomed, you want to be already in it. So I started looking into insurance and real estate, and I was like, man, I'm not interested in this. So I developed this whole concept of, don't go to school, don't get a job for money. Because money don't motivate you at the end of the day. Money will help enhance the motivation, but money shouldn't be your motivation because the money gonna come or not, and a certain amount is gonna come or not. So if that's your motivation, you're tying your money into something that you don't control. So that's not good motivation. So after I got done with that, I said, cool. I'm going to work 2 jobs. I'm going to just survive. And at some point, I'm going to graduate and go from there. Well, at the University of Memphis, if you do work study, you can't work a second job. I had a second job because I didn't have no finances to pay for school because of my mom claimed me on her taxes. So I made the decision to work 2 jobs. I did it for most of the summer, and then I eventually got fired from my work study job because they found out I had 2 jobs. So end situation with that was I ended up going back home, the place I didn't want to go. I got a little job at the mall selling shoes. I was making this easy money, and I decided to enroll in school. I went to school for a little while. I ended up stopped going to school because my boss was like, hey, I got this shift. I want you to come in at 9 o'clock. I had class at 9 o'clock. So when she told me I can make some money today, I didn't think about tomorrow money. So I didn't go on probation or nothing, but I ended up withdrawing all my classes, which meant I owe the federal aid money back. So I threw them their money, ended up broke. So after that, I ended up joining the military. Now, that's when I guess my success came in. I joined the military because I joined the military for the main reason was I knew I wanted to go to school, but I didn't know I wanted to go to school for, and it didn't make sense to pay for school if you don't know what you want to do. So I joined the military knowing they're going to pay for me to go to school. So the end of them paying for me to go to school, I was like, cool, I'm going to ride this out, get some degrees, separate. So after rocking it for 6 years, I was like, okay, what do I have to show for it? And, looking back on it, I'm one of the few people that I know that got a bachelor's degree while they was in the military in 6 years. So after I got my bachelor's degree, it turned into what you want to do long term. That's when I was like, cool, I know I'm really into caring for the people, being social. That led me into social work. Now, I really didn't want to be a social worker, but I went and got my master's degree in social work because I knew with a master's degree in social work, I will always be able to get a job. Now, what I wanted to do, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew with a master's degree, I'm good for the rest of my life. So once I got into it, I started learning about these different avenues and different opportunities with a master's degree. So that's what I've pretty much been doing with my particular education. I later went and got my mediation certification. I got an associate's degree in health. And now I'm working on my teaching certification. And then after my teaching certification, I'm going to get my counselor in education certification. So that's me like in the next 2-3 years. And I also do basketball. So we're going to tie this back to the original question. College education, is it worth it? And in my opinion, it is, because a college education gives you opportunity. It doesn't guarantee anything, but you're going to have to owe somebody. That's all it guarantees. But it gives you more opportunities. So I feel like an education is really important for two people. People who know what they want to do for sure, tunnel vision, knock it out. And then you have people who don't know what they want to do, but they want to be in an environment to learn about opportunities. College education ain't nothing free. So it's one of those, nothing is free, so why not go to some location, area, or environment that is, first of all, secluded, and two, it has different options and people who specialize in subjects that you're able to learn about. Because think about it, if you meet somebody on the street who is doing a profession you're interested in, all they can tell you is one thing: their route. That's it. That's not a good mentorship, because all they can tell you is their route. Their route is completed, but they're still on their journey. So for you to be along with them on their journey is not appropriate because you're behind. And they're on level 7 thinking about 10, making moves from 10. You're at level 1, but you're learning about levels 7, 8, 9, 10, but you're not learning about levels 1 through 7. So that's what I'm saying. So it's really critical to be in the right environment. And that's what I feel like a college education provides you, the right environment. Because I would say this, because you go to college don't mean you have to finish. Going to college, you have to use college for what it is. It's a learning environment. So you have to go to that environment and learn as much as possible and get out when you can. Like me, for example, I just went and got my associate's degree in a year. Now, I got my associate's degree in a year because I had my degree already. But if I was a little more patient, I could have got my associate's degree in a semester because a lot of classes I didn't need to take. But what I'm saying is, I got in and got out. When I signed up, I said, okay, worst case scenario, this is going to take a year. And looking back on it, I wouldn't do anything differently. Me going to school an extra semester that I didn't need to go, it actually helped me because it helped me learn about my desires to actually coach and teach physical education. I initially went to school because I wanted to pursue further education and personal trainer. I wanted to be a certified personal trainer, but I didn't want to go to school to take classes on it because going to school to take classes on it would limit me in my educational opportunities. Like if you go to a trade school or you go to a school that's focused on one particular task, all you're going to learn is that task. But when you go to a university, a college type educational area, it allows you to be around others that's learning similar things that may help influence you on something. So me, for example, I signed up for a class called coaching. Now, I signed up for this class because it was an elective. I didn't want to take that class. I was in the class for 2 weeks when I found out that class was not part of my degree program. All right. So I took that class for nothing. But guess what class I got the most out of that semester? Coaching. I was in class for a few weeks. I was like, you know what? I know all this. I do all this in social work. Man. So I was already coaching, but I actually developed a passion for it because I have special talents. And me coaching allowed me to utilize my special talents in the appropriate population of people, which is younger kids who are beginning to learn about sports. Because I get like a sense of happiness when I see a kid go from 0 to 1 to 2. I don't get much from seeing a kid go from 5 to 6 because you were influenced a lot. And I don't know if I corrected these influences that you previously learned or you just forgot about them. Because, for example, sometimes we learn the hard way. So as you get older, and I'm teaching you, I don't know if you're just to the point where you no longer want to do it the hard way or my teaching technique is actually working. That's my current little thing right now. So I like kids that are like before middle school. And like my kids, I see great progress. I see them go from nothing to something quickly. And I like the fact I can watch them do it. You know, it's really cool to watch my kids practice